Hi, this is Karen from the Motoroamers and welcome to the latest video in our Wellbeing Resource Library series, helping us cope through COVID. And today I'm super happy to be introducing you to our friend, photographer and filmmaker, Mr. Steven Demsey. We met Linda and Steven in Morocco in February earlier this year. And Steven blew me away with his creative eye and his amazing landscape photography. So who better to ask to be involved in our campaign than Steven? And I'm so happy that he took up our challenge. And so without further ado, let me hand you over to the very capable hands of Steven.
This challenging time can be stressful, but it's also an opportunity to expand your horizons. Hi. My name is Steven Demsey and I'm a photographer and filmmaker. This is an introduction to the art of seeing that I hope will take your photography in new directions. Whether you're a complete beginner or have some experience, the object here is to have fun. I'll start with a few basic ideas and at the end give you an assignment. So let's get to it. Many people ask, do I need a real camera to take good photos? The short answer is no. Most people have smartphones these days and they've become so sophisticated that you don't really need a traditional camera for basic photography. But your eyes are more important than the camera you use. The art of seeing is something you can learn to do. It starts by just observing your surroundings. There might be a vase by a window, for example. Look at how the light is affecting it. Notice how the shadow indicates the direction of the light. Let your eyes continue to wander. Look at the shapes of things in your room. Can you see objects that are smooth and ones that have a texture? Do you notice the angle of the light? If you take a little time to really observe, you will be amazed at the everyday things you don't usually notice. This is our first exercise. You don't need your camera right now, just your eyes. There are a few concepts that you'll need to understand in order to make better photographs. The most fundamental one is exposure. Exposure, in the most simple terms, is just the amount of light that reaches your camera. Too much light and everything will be washed out. This is called overexposure. Not enough light will make your photos too dark and shadows will lack detail. This is called underexposure. So the idea is to find a perfect balance to ensure the subject is properly exposed. So does this mean you have to learn a bunch of technical stuff to capture good photographs? Thankfully, no. Modern cameras and phones do a great job all by themselves. But there is one thing you should be aware of that'll help you control the light, and that's known as exposure compensation. It sounds complicated, but it's a simple concept. When you point your camera at a subject, it mostly does a good job. But let's say you want to make the picture darker to create some drama. How do you do that? Exposure compensation is basically an adjustment that makes your image darker or lighter. On the iPhone, for example, when you're using the camera app, you press and hold the screen to see a slider appear next to a sun symbol. Slide your finger up and the photo gets brighter, slide it down and everything gets darker. Simple. Using this setting gives you control over the mood of your final image. You'll need to find out how to adjust exposure compensation on your phone or camera. There's no better way to learn than by doing. So here's a simple assignment you can try at home. Place an object by a window or a strong light source such as a lamp. Make sure you remove any distracting elements in front of or behind the object. Try to keep the composition as simple as possible. Make 2 photographs. In the first one, let the camera do all the work. Just press the shutter and you're done. For the second photograph, make the subject more dramatic by using exposure compensation to darken the image. You can also make it brighter if you think that would make it more interesting. Notice the way different exposures can change the mood of the image. This is the first step to capturing photographs in a more creative way. I hope this has been helpful and will get your juices flowing. There's no obligation to show your work, but if you'd like to share it, you can post it in the comments below.
Steven, thank you so much. What a great video and a super challenge. I'm certainly up for it. I hope you guys are as well. And what a great opportunity for us whilst we have this isolated time to be able to improve our photography skills, and in particular being able to enhance that creative eye. Brilliant. Steven, thank you so much. So grateful for you being involved in coping through COVID. Until our next video in the series, this is Karen from the Motoroamers, signing out for now.